End of the week, if you don't tire it, this is good question. You have to worry about yourself. But this is Saturday. Your 6th day, you work so hard. Of course, you're gonna tire it. If you don't want, go back to Dagestan and stay with your mom. She's gonna give you every day good breakfast. You don't do nothing. Stay there. But if you come here, don't complain. You wanna become best. You wanna become champion. And now you wanna say like you tired. Who cares? You tired or not? Nobody care about you. He was tired. He have personal problem, family. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
And for this one, you have to train so hard. If you don't want, halas. Go back to Dagestan. Nobody gonna ask about yourself. Without you or with you, there is always gonna be champions. With your name, this is your choice. You wanna put your name there? Okay, work hard. No, bye.
The thing that Khabib just said is very interesting to me. It has the same message as ancient philosophers. Let me tell you why. The idea of not being judged is a good thing, right? Well, you see most people just say, don't judge me, and you would assume that being judged is a bad thing. Well, I disagree. I think people subconsciously wish there was a judge, and they think there is a judge. I'm not talking about religious stuff here, I'm just talking about this world, in this life. People imagine that there is someone that will listen to you fully and decide what you deserve. Let me give you an example. Imagine if you train MMA all of your life, like you do boxing, kickboxing, judo, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, everything in your power in order to be a UFC champion. And you're good at it as well. You give it all of your power, and you imagine that there is no denying that you gave it your 100%. But at the end of the day, there's an injury and you don't get to even be in the UFC. Now, you are not a UFC champion. You comfort yourself by stating that some facts about how you got injured because X, Y, and Z, bringing up excuses. And it is true, it's not your fault. You did all of your best, but still, even if they are as valid as it could be, the excuses, still there is no one at the end that would say you're okay, you can get off because you have a valid excuse. What remains at the end is just the facts only. Whether cruel or just, you are not a UFC champion anymore. And you will never be because you never was. That's what I mean by the fact that there is no one at the end that will judge your training, judge your hard work, and tell you what you deserve. At the end, what happens is you're only left with what you have achieved. And that's what people will go after. So whenever this happens to me myself, whenever I think a very valid reason or excuse in order to not do what I'm supposed to do, I remind myself that no one cares about my excuses. No one cares about anything. At the end, they don't look at me and say, well, he could have had a good body, but he was sick and busy, so it's different. No, they see me and they think, you're not fit. I'm using this analogy as an example. Your success is not being measured or judged by someone. So whatever your excuse may be, at the end, whatever remains is what you are. Like for example, Anthony Smith, the person that I wanted to make this video about. I don't know if you guys remember this, but he could have easily made history. When he was fighting Jon Jones, mind you, this is the legendary Jon Jones who haven't been defeated all of his career, and he has defeated many great champions and many great UFC fighters, to the point that his level of being the greatest MMA fighter of all time is undisputable. Like, there's some people that may say he has used steroids and he cheated and shit, but still, no one can deny that he is, if not the best, one of the best of all time. And regular, comparably unknown fighter Anthony Smith had a great chance of defeating him. In their fight, which was actually a competitive one, Jon Jones did an illegal move that resulted in halting their fight. Now, our protagonist had a choice. He could have took the coward's way out and stopped fighting, and he would have won by disqualification. And I don't think anyone would have judged him for it, because the fight was pretty much close, and the knee that Jon Jones landed was clearly illegal. But Anthony Smith didn't want to win a championship and defeat the legendary Jon Jones by a mere disqualification. So true to his nickname, he continued on fighting. His nickname is Braveheart, by the way. And he got smashed. Like, he got defeated in that fight. No one will look at Anthony Smith now that few years have passed. No one will look at him and think, yeah, he technically could have been the champion, but you see, he didn't take the coward's way out, so he's still one of the greats. I mean, what was the point of honoring his opponent? Jon Jones doesn't give a crap about any of his opponents, and he's just out there enjoying himself, and he wins with whatever means necessary. Now Anthony Smith is just forgotten. And an average new MMA fan doesn't even know about his bravery or his sacrifice or about his fight with Jon Jones. He could have been a champion, had a lot of fame for defeating Jon Jones. He could have made a lot of money of the potential rematch with Jones. He could have changed his life completely, but he didn't. Because to a very honorable reason, he didn't want to take the win with the disqualification. Now, if this was a movie or an anime or I don't know, a story, I would have hoped that he could get his redemption at the end and win all of that by his sheer morality and bravery. But unfortunately, in real life,
who cares?
At the end, whatever approach you'll have, whatever mentality you'll have, whatever situation and circumstances, only thing that matters is the results, and that is only achievements and facts. What have you achieved and what have you created? It doesn't matter how you create it, because at the end, no one cares about your excuses. Tell me guys if you agree or disagree about this subject. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon if you enjoy the type of content that I make, and see you guys soon.